Get your car out of my garage. That's what she screamed at me in my own driveway. And you know what's wild? It was her shiny white BMW sitting smack in the middle of my garage, like it had claimed squatter's rights while her purse was laying on my tools and the brakes were still warm. For a split second, I really wondered if maybe I was the crazy one, if maybe I'd just woken up in some upside-down world where my own property didn't belong to me anymore. You ever get that feeling in your gut when something's just off in your own house, but you can't quite figure it out? That was me Tuesday night rolling home with Elena after her book club. Both of us dog-tired and just wanting to crash. I hit the garage door opener and it felt heavier than usual in my hand. A little warning I should have listened to. Soon as that overhead light flickered on, my brain tilted sideways. There, parked like it owned the place, was a spotless white BMW about 6 inches from my workbench, close enough I could smell those warm brakes through my window. My lawn chair, the one I'd used that morning, was shoved clear across the floor. And on my tool cart, a designer purse like my garage was a luxury valet service. So I'm sitting there engine running, staring at this car, wondering what alternate universe I'd driven into. Then it clicked, the HOA president's car, fresh arrival. Somebody had literally just parked in my garage and walked off. Elena leaned forward, her voice soft. Darius, whose car is that? I wish I had an answer. I saw my security camera blinking, just as confused as me, then click, click, click heels on the driveway. Confident, like she belonged there. This woman steps into the opening straight out of Central Casting if you ever needed a neighborhood association president, mid-40s. Hair that costs more than my mortgage. A smile so sweet it'd give you cavities. Clipboard in hand, naturally. "Oh, good, you're back," she chirps. "I'm Linda Hart, your HOA president. I hope you don't mind, but we've designated your garage as temporary community storage while we're waiting for a new maintenance shed. Just a few weeks tops." She said it like she was giving me a favor, like I should be grateful to host someone else's vehicle in my private space. I looked at Elena. She had that face she makes when the cable company tries to sell us a home security bundle. "Ma'am, this is my garage. I didn't agree to any community storage arrangement." Linda just tilted her head, not missing a beat. "Well, yes, technically it's your garage, but we're all neighbors and the community needs flexible solutions. Your space is just sitting here unused most evenings." Unused didn't mean available, but something in her voice had an edge underneath the syrup. You could feel it. Elena stepped up. "When was this decided?" "We got no notification," Linda, still smiling, says. "Oh, we sent an email blast last week. Maybe it went to your spam folder. Happens with some email providers." The way she said "some email providers," you'd think it was our fault for missing her secret plans. I walked over to my tool cart, looked at her purse. Designer, of course. Then I started seeing little things, maintenance sticker on the garage door rail. I'd never seen a clipboard with receipts clipped to my pegboard like somebody had settled in for a long stay. And there, half hidden by a drop cloth, was a garage door remote. Not mine, not Elena's. I picked it up, and Linda's voice got sharper. "Is there a problem, Mr. King?" The way she said my name, you'd think she was reading it off a dossier. I held up the remote. "This isn't mine." "How'd it get here?" For the first time, her smile slipped. "Oh, that must be from the maintenance crew last week, checking your door. Probably left it by accident. I'll make sure they come get it tomorrow." Now Elena's car is stuck in the driveway, our own garage, and we can't even park in it. I'd lived here 8 years, never missed a meeting, paid dues on time, lawn trimmed, never played music loud, yet here I was being told my property was community storage. So I pulled out my phone and started snapping pictures, the BMW, the purse, the remote, every bit of it. Linda moved her clipboard in front of her like a shield. "Mr. King, I hope you're not planning to make this difficult. The community association has certain rights when it comes to emergency storage situations." Emergency storage. My garage wasn't a public facility. Elena walked to the back of the BMW and called me over. "Darius, look at this." In the rear seat, an envelope marked HOA, and in the cup holder, what looked like a key card. I took a breath. "Mrs. Hart, I need you to move this vehicle out now. She shook her head. Owner's out of town. I don't have the keys. Out of town like my garage was long-term parking at the airport. That's when I made my move. I called Officer Mark Lewis, our patrol officer, good guy who actually gets property rights. Gave him the story, trespassing, unauthorized vehicle, everything. Linda went pale. There's no need to involve the police. This is a community matter. But I was done. When Officer Lewis pulled up, Linda was making frantic calls from across the street. He checked everything, photos, maintenance stickers, the extra remote envelope keycard. Mr. King, have you had any work done lately? Nope. He examined the remote. Different manufacturer, not standard issue. Took evidence, filed a report. Unauthorized use of private property. Owners got 72 hours or the car's towed at their expense. He glanced at Linda's car. She mentioned documentation. She got any nope? Then it's likely criminal trespass. I stood there looking at my own garage and someone else's car filing a police report. Was I overreacting? I glanced at Elena at the remote, the envelope, the security cam blinking in the corner. She squeezed my hand, her eyes on that BMW. I think we just stopped something that should never have started. Next morning I went by the book. Called the tow company, documented everything, certified mail, the whole 9 yards. Funny thing, by 10 a.m. my phone's blowing up. Linda's assistant. Are you really making this federal? The BMW's owner back Friday. Can you wait? All voicemails. Legal process doesn't wait for your convenience. The tow truck driver arrived, a pro, documenting everything. Contents, envelope, permit, key cards. Even building access cards marked community emergency vehicle. He raised an eyebrow. Usually see these on maintenance trucks, not personal cars. And then I got the twist. I called Rebecca Shaw, my neighbor, a forensic accountant who'd been through her own HOA battles. She had paperwork. HOA had filed the BMW as a community asset 3 weeks before with photos of the car in my driveway. Darius, this was planned. She made me a compliance checklist, photos, receipts, police report, everything by the book. I double-checked receipts for supposed maintenance work order numbers that didn't match anything I'd authorized. Called the garage company. Sorry, we can't discuss without proper ID. That's when Elena looked at me. What if the maintenance wasn't for fixing the door? What if it was for access? Thursday, Rebecca calls mail to the BMW owner undeliverable. But Linda signed for hers at 9:43. That night I set a trap. Just some baking soda by the garage threshold, clear tape at ankle height. Friday morning, fresh Prince tape broken and reset, and my main breaker flipped off. Security camera dead. Someone had been inside, probably searching for evidence or trying to plant some. Officer Lewis came dusted for Prince took cast serious as a heart attack. So Elena and I drove to the garage company, met Mike the tech. He looked at my ID, pulled up the file. Your HOA president requested a master access system remote override installed across 12 properties. My stomach dropped. Who authorized it? He turned the screen, faked signature, not mine. Mike. That's not even close. Someone forged your consent. Mike documented everything. Gave us a sworn affidavit, came over to help Officer Lewis and Rebecca gather evidence. We found the receiver black box wired to the opener, 15, 20 remotes coded for access. Not just Linda, but who knows who else. Lewis updated his report, forgery, breaking and entering conspiracy. Rebecca found the kicker. Linda had signed a personal indemnity clause, making her personally liable for any damages from misuse of HOA assets. Plus, the insurance coverage was triggered by misconduct. Linda had signed her own financial ruin, and the insurance company was circling, asking questions. Calls came in from other neighbors, same community, storage scam, padlocks on gates, strange maintenance. It wasn't just me. This was a coordinated scheme. As the tow truck hauled the BMW to the scrapyard, we donated the $800 scrap value to the playground fund. Linda's fraud became playground equipment for the kids she claimed to serve. Poetic right. When Linda showed up at the scrapyard, attorney and insurance rep in tow, the lot manager wouldn't release the car. Paperwork didn't match. Detective Morrison dialed in on speaker, read out the fraud flags, confirmed Linda's personal liability, and told the attorney personal coverage didn't apply to forgery. Officer Lewis asked me, "Do you want to proceed with prosecution?" I nodded. The BMW got crushed, every document photographed and logged with witnesses. A box of binders in the trunk showed Phase 2 plans for even bigger HOA land grabs. Linda's fraud didn't just lose her a car, it unraveled her authority, dissolved the board, and triggered a full audit. 3 weeks later, Rebecca became interim HOA president, revoked all master access codes, required real consent for everything. Linda pleaded out, paid restitution, did community service, and eventually wrote me a letter, said she'd learned more about community rights from this than from any HOA meeting. She started volunteering with legal aid, helping other homeowners fight back. A year later, our neighborhood feels different. Boundaries respected, real consent, everyone watching out for each other. The garage incident, as Rebecca calls it, taught us all that defending your rights isn't selfish. It's what keeps community real. So let me ask you, if your neighbor tried to take over your garage, would you fight back or let it slide? Drop a comment, share your story. Hit like and subscribe if you believe in standing up for what's right. And hey, maybe donate to your own playground fund. Just make sure nobody's parking a BMW in your garage first.